I can understand it, yeah, alright. The Civet, I think, gives you that little bit extra. The Spell Shield's going to be pretty important in this game, and it does just give you that...
game. Yep. Thanks to Vi, and the fact that she does max percentage HP damage, it's not too bad for her.
No, going to be able to take this one down nice and quickly without the help of any...
Why are we stepping up if we already know we're not trying to contest the play?
Yeah, you know you're not going for this play. You have watched your jungler walk towards the top side of the map. I assume Arky would have said, hey, I'm going to go top side. Maybe we can get ourselves...
have any knowledge or vision on it. Feather, Hex flashes in, looks for the pulverize onto two members here. Cease and desist. And they get the kill, so that's first blood set up for Thundertalk. Now Climber tries to re-engage with the Cyclone, but a good exhaust from Feather.
But now, though, it looks like LGD are going to be starting up onto this Herald. Hoya pushing through the bot lane, does have the teleport available, will be looking to get involved, is going to press teleport now, so this could turn into a pretty big fight.
Hoya has called the Forge God in a few minutes, but the equalizer is pretty nice. That's a nice exit route that is cut off, and the flash forward from Sasa and the big knockup from Climber's Cyclone has put an end to Thundertalk's early roll. Feat of Warfare secured, and LGD wiped 3 off the map.
And this is the problem with built for the skirmishes, it's built for these team fights, and Thundertalk, they just walk way too far up. They're going to lose their mid lane tier 1 tower as well. The gold lead explodes.
Are Aki and Satab going to wait for Climber to leave the vicinity first? They do. The stun from both the cease and desist for the Vault Breaker and the Annie Tibbers might be enough damage there. They don't even need the cease and desist. Hell, it was just a full combo from Annie and just a bunch of punching from Aki.
There we go. At least that's the layering for the wombo combo that you need. Get that Cyclone off, put that Equalizer down on top of everybody's heads. It's so tricky to get away from this team composition right here for LGD. Once they have you in their grasp, you are going down.
You know what also is going down? It's this tier 1 turret on the top side of the map, since LGD are dropping the Rift Herald in exchange for the 3rd dragon of the game. That'll make it 2 to the name of...
So if you can be proactive, find yourself a pick right now, that's really going to help. Unfortunately for them, they've constantly got set up in the top side where he can't really help out in that goal.
Feather caught out by the Magna Storm. Hoya with the call of the Forge God should be able to send at least the knockup onto Sasa, but Savior has turned over to the tank, and now Hoya is going to be forced to flash over, but Savior still got a Valkyrie, a couple auto attacks, and the burn from Sasa's Leandries is enough to do the job. Otacon has spawned on the top side of the map, and thankfully for Thundertalk, LGD are going to have to make the long track through. Aki forced to flash away. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. If he was looking for a quick pick, but
side of the map for Thundertalk, I don't feel like you can just let this one go, but it's going to be so tricky to try to turn this play around.
Yeah, I misspoke. Otacon's actually on the bot side of the map, so it's now worse for Thundertalk given the situation there. Everyone's flashing over the wall. The Equalizer's beautifully plays in the choke point. Climber gets 100-0 by Satab, and that just might save Thundertalk's chances, but Aki gets dropped. And now the rest of Thundertalk are trying to keep the Otacon leashed. They're willing to take the flip because neither team has a jungler, and they're feeling pretty damn good about their chances now that Hoya has joined the fray. Feather also has Unsealed Spellbook, so he can use the Smite to secure it, which is why Savior is looking for this cow, trying to take him out of the fight before the Smite advantage is even used. Good knockup from Hoya, stalls it out, but they're looking for Feather. YCX goes in, Sasa flashing in, the Flame Spitter turned on to 11! YCX gets dropped, but they lose 1 extend. That's a lot of their damage gone, and now Feather has to play hero. He has to hide in fog, but LGD knows better than to try and tempt fate on this one. They're trying to let Otacon reset, but Hoya is able to keep it leashed at 2.800 HP. But LGD finally pull it out of the Otacon pit, and the objective will fully reset.
Wow, what a mess of a fight right there. Thundertalk get away with that with the skin of their teeth. Setab is able to get rougher. I hope you've got your breath back, because I think we're going to go for round 2 right here.
Oh, I'm ready, Bloxer. I just had to take a sip of good old H2O and get the throat all unparched. But now Thundertalk, hopefully they are ready for the second round. Setab is able to escape from the Equalizer. Not a lot of damage, but it might set up for a play onto Satab. Good punt by Feather. Keeps Climber away from the Annie. 2-man knockup from the call of the Forge God might set up a play. 3-man knockup from Hoya in the jungle. Here comes the hero's entrance looking for a counter engage with the big knockup. Aki falls. Satab is next. And Thundertalk are crumbling in the face of LGD's might. Hoya tries to at least trade one onto Climber, and there's no jungler available, but Thundertalk are going to lose everybody instead, and it's the ace for LGD at 23 minutes.
Yep, and things have gone long enough that you can also pick yourself up a Drake on the back end of this fight. An absolute win right here for LGD, and it looked a little bit risky right at the start. Sarsy drops the equalizer very early on. It doesn't really do too much, but unfortunately for ThunderTalk, Setab, he goes for the full combo onto YCX, who's already jumped into the crashdown, is able to get away, doesn't take all of that.
ThunderTalk are not out of this game yet, but they are starting to run out of time before LGD can just take the snowball and run them over.
And later on, but still, level 13 here, 25 minutes into the game, you're not even able to hand out any of those to your other carries.
Feather finding a knock-up onto YCX. It's not one that ThunderTalk wanted to follow up on, though, because this is a very, very dark red quadrant that ThunderTalk have to gauge through. There's a lot of damage that is being exchanged between both supports at the moment, but Feather always has the benefit of that Unchained, which is why we see the shift in focus.
Feather constantly stood on a ward, looking for these angles. It makes me quite worried that he's going to get jumped. As you said, the Unbreakable Will does go a long way towards finding a bit of extra safety. ThunderTalk, they try to get themselves priority over this mid wave. They are going to manage it, but can they get away?
Three-man Magnastorm. There's the Cyclone right on top of it. Hoya doesn't even get a chance to cast. Call the Forge God for the knockup, and Savior gets the free hit. Everyone like it's shooting fish in a barrel. Setab will eventually fall to one last Q stun from YCX. That fight and setup was gorgeous from LGD.
Player beautiful right there on the Magnet Storm, and now it's all on ThunderTalk to find a little bit of a steal right here. Arky over the wall. He knows what the Baron health is. He might be able to do this.
Flash, flash, flash. Does he have it? Oh, not in time. Climber secures it, and Aki's on a one-way trip without the flash, and LGD now take Baron at 30 minutes.
And now you lose out onto your jungler for the next 40 seconds, so ThunderTalk need to be careful to not lose the Baron and the Drake. The turnaround, though, potentially here. 1xN, he's hitting.
XQW might have set up the bait for Salsa. Here he comes. Flame Spitter turned up to full firepower. That's a double for the Rumble. It's a triple for a Rumble. 8-0 and 5. This Salsa Rumble has been cooking ThunderTalk all game long.
It absolutely has. It's 3-0 coming into today. It looks like it's going to be 4-0 at the end of this one. Now, LGD looking to crack open the base. They've got a couple of low health bars, and the respawns will be coming through in a couple of seconds' time. They're not going to be able to win the game right now, but LGD, they are in complete control point. Losing out on that team fight, though, cost them that mid lane inhibitor. It cost them a ton of extra gold over to LGD. Like you said, it exploded the gold lead up to a 10k advantage. It's just so rough out here. It looks like ThunderTalk are just about going to be able to pick up their first tower of the game. 6 already grabbed here by LGD.
Now they're going to need to take out a full-on loan with heavy interest rates on top of it. And Sasa with the equalizer might just burn him to a crisp as 1xN gets dropped below 50% HP. He's no longer getting a chance to participate in this fight. LGD just ripped through that inhibitor tower. This third inhibitor on the bottom side of the map will be the next one to fall. They still have a full top lane of structures to take out, but LGD might just try and finish the game with this push.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter at this point what ThunderTalk try. They're going to go for one last desperate bit of an engage, but the taunt immediately lands. Arky is just going to pay for this one with his life, and this looks like it should be the end.
Oh boy, those gauntlets get put down into the dirt. Setab gonna be next. A two-man taunt lands from XQW once again, and it's down to Hoya and 1xN to hold the line, but that line is crumbling down. LGD gonna pick up another ace in the base of ThunderTalk and take game 1 of the series.
Okay, gonna end in a quadra kill for Climber as well. Huge
Killer
game.
Instinct is still a nice way to reposition and play off of any engaged tools that LGD have at their disposal.
Yeah, this was the bot lane that I wanted.
Side of the map, going for a very improvised jungle clear, trying to see if he can still find a moment. YCX is below 50% HP. It's volatile enough as the heal is popped by the Nico just to give Savior a little bit of extra healing.
You don't win
now,
this, LGD.
Oh, Savior and YCX. They go for the flash forward.
Oh!
It's first blood. I think it ended up going to 1xN, and Aki, persistent in his presence, is able to get the second kill of the game.
Engage. He is going to know this is happening. They're doing this fully on a ward of ThunderTalk.
Can Climber do anything about it? Doesn't look like it. Sauce is walking up just to see
Members advantage.
And Aki's late to the grubs, so Climber should be able to at least secure one, if not all of them, depending on how hard ThunderTalk try and brute force their way into the river. XQW doing a good job of zoning and poking down Aki, but now that's the Unraveled Earth expended. Aki flashes in, looks for the dunk onto XQW.
Oh!
It's still 2 grubs, but the flash from YCX with the Pop Blossom still turns the tides of the battle. Savior still healthy enough to try and auto-attack his way through it, but Feather and 1xN are keeping LGD at bay, and now it's just the battle for the final grub in the pit. Who's gonna get a 905 HP? Only 600 smites available. Climber goes down, and it's ThunderTalk that take the jungler and the last grub of the pit. So now, the snowball window for a dive against this bot lane has opened up once again.
Hang on.
Well, Aki doesn't have flash from the prior engage, and that is a dead Jarvan.
Goodbye to Aki. Gonna give that kill over critically to XQW, one of these carries that really needed a little bit of extra gold into the back pocket. But ThunderTalk, they're gonna look to get aggressive, jumping forwards right here. Climber's just gonna go down, I think. Yeah.
That was beautiful by 1xN. He arcane shifted over the seismic shove. It looked like it tagged him, but the buffer allowed him to still keep track of Climber, and that gets revenge off of Aki.
And the fact that you're now going to be super strong during those early levels, alongside the Karma, that poke is so annoying to try to deal with that they're able to force the issue. They're able to get those kills in the 2v2 down in the bottom side of the map. And now
these members. And the worst part of it is, I don't know who can build a Serpent's Fang this game for LGD.
Nope. Hang on. Zasi, again, going to get jumped. Flashes away, so he is at least going to be able to walk this one out. Same said for Setab. Not sure.
First cast, second cast of perfect execution, dodges out on the pillar, but he's still forced to flash away. So now this Akali is down an ultimate, down a summoner spell, but that's okay. But the fly isn't just bothering you, it's threatening to kill you. So you have to pay it attention. YCX though looking for a Pop Blossom. Flash and follow up from Savior. 1xN is in trouble. One more auto attack should be enough. It's XQW over the wall that considers or gets the job done at the very least, and 1xN is finally shut down.
Still, the fact that immediately this one is going to be spotted out, and ThunderTalk dropping the Herald. Now they can just go for this engage. No, they have push in the mid lane as well.
Hoya threatening on the right side. Already 2,000
it's for engage.
Teleport is coming in from Salsa as well. Aki's the only one here with Hoya. Who's going to get it? Climber secures the dragon. No soul point for ThunderTalk, but now who wins the fight? YCX looking for the flash Pop Blossom. Does find 1xN, and he gets flicked by the seismic shove. He had every summoner spell, and it just did not matter. ThunderTalk have lost their main carry, and I don't think Setab can win this fight with them. Aki sends it with the Cataclysm, but he just goes in on a one-way mission. Hoya's trying to run for his life. The flash coming out does not tag him, and he gets the blast cone to his safety, but man, that is a tragic way to end that fight for ThunderTalk.
Disaster fight right there from ThunderTalk. That's pure ThunderTalk gaming. There's a reason that this team have had as many losses in a row, that this would be a 6th loss in a row if they can't turn this one back around. And now Hoya just getting chased down by Zasi right now. Gets chunked way below half HP. Oof. LGD looking for a repeat performance right here, and they've got multiple members of ThunderTalk all stood right on top of each other. This could be a decent engage opportunity right here for YCX. Keep a close eye on the support for LGD.
Send the clone in, say tab, keeping tabs on the top side of this entrance. Weaver's Wall from XQW will split up members. 1xN and Aki on the other side. They dash in, commit into Hoya Zambessa, and immediately take him out of the fight. 6,000 HP on the Otacon. Feather trying to step up and look for a leash. He gets rooted by YCX's Tangled Barbs. Setab now in the flank, looking for XQW. He flashes in. Aki goes in. Climber secures the Otacon, and Aki gets blown up to shreds. Setab finds XQW, finds Salsa, but gets blown by Savior. Now 1xN and Feather trying to do what they can to flash away, and the root guarantees that Climber cannot close the gap, but 1xN and Feather can't do anything. ThunderTalk get thunder-domed in the Otacon pit.
And don't end up picking up the objective, lose a ton of the kills as well. 1xN and Feather are at least going to be able to get themselves away from this fight. The flash was needed in that second engage. You were correct. It does keep 1xN alive here. And engage, you highlighted it perfectly during the draft phase, Rafa. There's no true tank, so nobody at this point can just step up and absorb the pressure. Setab actually does an admirable job of being able to get himself into the backline right here. Picks himself up 2 kills, 1 onto Sassy, onto XQW. That's something, right? Without that, it's a complete disaster of a fight. But still, needing your Akali to find some miracle plays to even go close to even in these fights, not a good situation.
And now LGD are going to be contesting Thunder Talk for the 4th dragon of the game. Thunder Talk, if they can secure it, will be at Soul Point afterwards, but the Otacon buff on LGD's side is a massive one to have and really gets the snowball rolling in these team fights. XQW on the wrong side of the tracks here. He's completely separated. There's the public execution from Hoya, but Savior's able to dash to his mid laner's safety. YCX from Pop Blossom forces them back. 1xN might have the world at his fingertips, but Hoya gets blown up once again, and now Climber's on the offensive, just biting 1xN down to size. Satab finally finds the execution onto XQW, dashes over the wall, but Savior was waiting for him in the Raptor pit. And LGD, they're going to flash on top of Aki. This Jarvan is totally cooked. He gets the EQ over the wall, but he's way too low to contest for the Dragon.
Thunder Talk, they have the world in their hands, but 3 uncoordinated, messy teamfights in a row is going to throw their entire lead in the bin. The Dragon going to go down. You can get a push going on in the mid lane as well right here. And LGD, they're going to explode out to a massive gold lead right now.
All the gold that is going to be coming in off of these turrets is going to be so damn nice. Wait, Aki? Can he go in? EQ? Oh, okay.
Good. Correct decision.
A Game 3 extension of this series. LGD are now in the driver's seat once again. The gold lead isn't that massive, but we have to remind everyone that Thunder Talk were favored at the part of the game just 5 minutes ago. And now that window has eclipsed and LGD are in control.
Oh, YCX gets into the backline again.
Two-man tangle barb. Savior can just follow up with the Academy raid. Feather is going to go down, but 1xN still pumping out damage. Wait a minute, Thunder Talk! Surge back to life, able to eliminate 4, and now with this Baron, they can swing back in control of this game.
Completely alone. He's going to be into 4 members. Don't know if he's going to be able to do anything right now.
Like, what?
Okay.
Safely take out everyone else.
He's stepping up a little bit towards this blue buff. Multiple members of LGD in the area. They are going to be able to steal this one away. And that is actually very annoying for an XQW to not have that blue buff available to him, to just be running out of mana constantly on these fights. It's going to be a little bit rough. Big push going on down towards the bottom side of the map. Nobody on mid lane at all at the moment, but that's not going to be the focus for Thunder Talk. They want to see if they can crack open this tier 2 tower. Unfortunately for them, XQW does have a ton of wave clear available to him, so it is going to be a slow push. Just protect that Baron Empowered Cannon minion and see what it can do.
Decent True Shot Barrage takes a chunk out of XQW's health bar. Looks like Savior will have to respond to the mid wave being pushed in by Satab. Whereas Sasa is getting a lot of alone time on the top side of the map. And that's going to force Thunder Talk's hand eventually. As now, Satab taking the recall just to make sure that he can pick up the wave. We already have actually one
entire time so far. Hoya stepping up very far right now. Has to flash away.
5k on the Dragon. Here comes XQW with the Weaver's Wall. Sections them off. Aki's in the middle of 3 members. Flashes away the Cataclysm, but Aki's now far away from the Dragon unless he can get back over the wall. YCX pop on the 3. Savior sends it. Aki doesn't even get the Dragon. It's secured by XQW. What the hell was that? LGD wiped the fight, and Aki's the only survivor.
Thunder Talk, their team fighting just hasn't been good so far. Aki gonna desperately try to get back away, but between Sassy and Climber, this should be the ace coming on through right now. Doesn't matter. It does not matter at this point that you've got yourself the revive. It's just gonna be one dead Jarvan.
EQ on XQW doesn't even finish him off. It's the full ace for LGD, and that small glimmer of hope for Thunder Talk seems all but dashed away as LGD will finally break open the base in the second game.
Rafa, what a completely and utterly insane game this has been so far, and it's not even over. Yes, Aki does end up going down, but the push does get this one around and go for the fight. Thunder Talk, they disagree. They are at least going to step up. Weaver's Wall going to cut off any engage. It's going to be delayed.
Doesn't do a lot of damage onto Aki. Meanwhile, Satab is getting threatened by Sauce's Yorick. YCX with the engaged, looking for Hoya. Public execution used, and he is deleted. Aki's gonna go down next as he sends it with the Cataclysm. Savior now unleashes the power of that Killer Instinct and the Kaisa. Full maximum range as Feather's the next one to fall on the chopping block here. Gets tagged by the Void Seeker as well as XQW's Rocks. LGD don't give a damn about the Baron because 4 members gone. Thunder Talk's base exposed. LGD are ready to qualify to the play-in stage.
Gonna punch their way into that last chance qualifying match to the playoffs. Taking out Thunder Talk 2-0 in both of the matchups for them. This one, it gets out to a slower start,